Well, hello. This is Regina, and I'm back for our next segment of Sharp Distance Learning Experience. Now, as you know, we're in the middle, or we're in the beginning of our COVID 19 pandemic, and we are learning and practicing the proper protocol to protect ourselves from this virus. So, as I come in from outdoors and coming in contact with some other individuals that I didn't know very well, I always try to stay with my gloves when I'm touching any objects that are unfamiliar or outside of my house. I wear my mask for added protection because the COVID 19 is an airborne virus, and the virus is found in the particles of saliva, and it comes out through our respiratory system. The particles are expelled when we talk and laugh and just breathe. So that's why we wear our surgical masks, because at least it reduces the particles that come out of our body when we speak, and it helps us filter some of the particles that might be in the air around us from other people's respiratory exhausts. So we're here safe in our space. I'm going to remove my mask, and we're going to continue to talk about some of the other health risks that we need to avoid. Because one of the things about this COVID 19 is that it preys heavily on people whose immune systems are compromised. So you are at a greater risk if you have some pre existing illnesses. Or if your immune system is compromised for any other reasons. People who are diabetic, who have asthma, who have COPD, who may be survivors of cancer and had been exposed to chemotherapy. Those are all things that damage your immune system. If you have any other ailments that your immune system is battling, it leaves you more vulnerable to contracting the COVID airborne virus. I think that it's very important to understand that the main reason for this course is to educate people about HIV and AIDS, which was a number one destroyer of the human immune system. That's why, ergo, the name HIV, Human Immunodeficiency Virus. So, what I want you to know, and what we're talking about today, is that you have to participate in some particular behaviors or find yourself exposed to some particular things. Okay, HIV is just not in the air. So there are some particular behaviors you have to be a part of in order to contract HIV, and we're going to talk about a few of those right now. In our earlier segment, we went over some definitions. We had our workbook, And that first page helped with our vocabularies. Okay, so we talked about human immunodeficiency virus, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, sexually transmitted infections, sexual intercourse, vaginal intercourse, oral sex, anal sex, abstinence, semen, vaginal secretions, condoms, lubricants, and safer sex. So I hope that you may have done your research or worked really hard to remember the definitions of all of these terms, as we may be referring back to them while we move forward through the SHARP training. SHARP, again, the sexual health and adolescent risk prevention. Here at Check Yourself Health and Wellness, our primary goal is to give you the knowledge that you need to protect your health as you move forward in your life, so that you can make wiser decisions and move forward with knowledge. So what we talked about was which body fluids can transmit HIV. So, unlike COVID-19, HIV requires certain behaviors and certain things that you have to do. And basically, your risks come when you exchange body fluids. HIV is found in specific human body fluids. If any of these body fluids enter your body, you can become infected with HIV. HIV lives and reproduces in the blood and other body fluids. We know the following fluids can contain high levels of HIV. So, as we went through our workbook, we found the list of body fluids, and there was a short quiz to determine whether or not you knew just how HIV is spread. So first we're going to talk about the main body fluids that we do know can contain high levels of HIV. First, blood, semen or cum, vaginal fluids, and breast milk. Mucous membranes can be found inside the rectum, the vagina, the opening of the penis, and the mouth. These fluids must come in contact with those mucous membranes or damaged tissue to be directly injected into the bloodstream from needles or syringes for transmission to possibly occur. So here we go. There are some very specific things that you have to do to contract the HIV virus. Mucous membranes can be found inside any open orifice or any opening to your body. Mucous membranes are that tissue that's very vulnerable inside your body. Your skin is your strongest barrier. Your skin protects your body. It's like a coat of armor that keeps us from contracting all kinds of things. Okay, it's only when the seal is broken that bad bacteria and viruses can get inside our bloodstreams. HIV may be spread by a human or by being born to an infected mother, because the HIV may be passed through the mother to the child during pregnancy, birth, or breastfeeding. Okay, so those are the ways you do get infected. But there's people sometimes hear this and are so fearful, but you have to engage in specific activities in order to contract the HIV virus. So, how don't you get infected? Okay? You cannot get infected from casual contact, closed mouth kissing, shaking hands, hugging people, using a toilet, drinking from the same glass, a person with HIV sneezing or coughing near you. HIV is not spread by the day-to-day contact in the workplace, school, or other social settings. We cannot become infected from toilet seats, drinking fountains, doorknobs, dishes, food, cigarettes, pets, or insects. Unlike COVID, normal social contact will not spread the HIV virus. That is one myth that we want people to let go. And hopefully they have and do understand that. Okay? For one of the reasons that HIV cannot be spread through the air, and it doesn't live long outside the body. HIV does not survive on surfaces, and it can't reproduce. There's no documented cases of HIV being transmitted by saliva, spitting, tears, or sweat. You cannot get it from consuming food handled by an HIV infected person, because it contains such small, minute amounts of the HIV infected blood or semen. So even if the food contains a small amount of HIV infected blood or semen, exposure to the air, heat from cooking it, and stomach acids would destroy the virus.